know, in our stake, I don't know if you guys are all in our stake, but in our area, we do have a cache of some medical supplies that have been donated from different hospitals and whatever that we've been gathering over the years. So we do have some major medical items, but those are hopefully going to be reserved for the people that really need them. So our main push is get what you can. If you want to order this stuff, it is great, I promise you, because I've bought things over the years and they're not these prices. And I started buying my own first aid stuff, 20 years ago, and these are the same prices, so this is pretty good. So you need to have some kind of kit, equipment, whatever you think you need to take care of your own family, because you don't want to send your family over to what we're calling the critical care unit now. You don't want to send them over there to get care if they don't need it, because there will be a lot of people that are worse, and you don't want your family to see what's going on there, believe me. You send children over, you don't want them to see some major traumatic injuries of some of these people, and some will be dead. So you just don't want to see that. So our main push is to take care of what you can at home, family first. So take care of everything that you can at home, and for the most part, you should be able to take care of the injuries on your family yourself at home with all of this. This is some pretty good equipment. Some of it is like real medical equipment, most of it is, but everything a regular lay person can use. You don't have to have any special training or anything to use any of this stuff. So as we go through it, we'll kind of help you out with it a little bit, but the main push, look through your house, gather up everything that you can that's first aid kind of stuff, and have it ready to go so that you don't have to go to the critical care area if an emergency happens. Besides that, you can take it with you anywhere you go, like Tami's going to tell us. So if you have any questions, you can ask. I'll be around, obviously, but let her go through all this stuff and see what's here. Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Melinda. First of all, I have to tell you, let me just give you a little background. Okay, so this class has been planned, and Sherry asked me to do it. I had to say, Sherry, I'm not a nurse, I'm not a doctor, I had no, real medical training. All I'm really good at is putting a first aid kit together for my family with our needs. She says, that's what we want. So this class has been planned, and cute Melinda calls, and she says, I'm the state medical emergency coordinator, how can I help? And she told me she was this trauma nurse. And as we were talking, I'll tell you what I loved about her and her calling and her belief. And she said everything I've been feeling and I've been thinking, but she knew how to verbalize it. She said, families are our first defense. That is where your first responsibility and your first defense is. You cannot be dependent on the ward, on the state, or whatever to take care of your medical needs. Families, that is your first defense and your first line of responsibility, is to take care. That is where we have our stewardship. And besides that, I think that's hugely important. It's just so convenient to have all your stuff in one place when you have to go. A long time ago, my boy is now 22 years old, and when he was an infant, and we lived in California at the time, and we'd come to St. George, and we had come up to St. George, and he was just an infant. And he got really sick. He had this high fever, and I must have run out of infant Tylenol in my baby bag. And my husband, at 3 in the morning, had to go out in St. George and find a place that was open 24 hours. We had to go 3 or 4 different places. So now he's gone an hour. And I'm a new mom, and I'm young, and I tend to be a worrier. And so there I am sitting with this sick baby thinking, my baby and my husband are both going to die. And I thought, okay, this isn't worth it. I thought, I need to have everything I need. I just, people have heard me say I don't like to be uncomfortable or inconvenienced. And so I thought, I have got to make a kit that works for my family. And as the kids got older, pretty soon I had to have infant Tylenol. I had to have junior strength Tylenol. I had to have adult Tylenol. And you just can't remember, especially when you go somewhere, of everything that you're going to need. And so it's turned out over the years, I've really developed this kit that is so specific for my family. And the cool thing about it is because it's portable, we take it everywhere. If we were going on a road trip, in the car it went. If we were going to Lake Powell, in the car it went. Youth conference, girls camp, scout camp, whatever it was, we always had the red box with us. and it had everything we needed. So, and I've loved it. Now the benefit also of that is if there's an emergency, I can pick this up and have everything I need. Now there's a lot of things that are specific to my family, like my daughter gets cankers, and so I have to keep canker medicine, and my husband gets heartburn, and so I have to keep Tums, and you know, my boy has pollen allergies, and so I need a certain allergy medicine, you know, that he likes, and stuff like that. And you know, especially when the kids were younger, there was certain triminics we like, you know, and you wanted a daytime, you wanted a nighttime, and all of that. So as we go through this, think of the specific needs, because it's your family first aid kit, and yours will be different than mine, yours will be different than the neighbors, and then it will always be fresh, it will always be stocked, and it will always be portable. You will have it wherever you need. So that is what I hope we get out of this, and in the meantime, we're creating a great emergency kit as well. But for all the times that I've had to use this, it's always been urgencies, but I have been absolutely in need of it, but it hasn't been like any widespread emergency. It's been my own family, like, urgency. Okay, so I'll tell you to show you my kit, and I do love my little kit, and I have all of the contents in the kit labeled. I don't know if you can all see that, but I have everything that's in my kit labeled, and I have them sectioned off, so all the medications are here, and then they all have the expiration date. So I can look at a glance and know what I have or what I don't have and when it expires. Now, when you take your kit with you all the time, you know, like I say, I take it to Lake Pal and I take it to Girls Camp. I get to know my kit inside and out. I know where everything's packed. I know what everything is. I'll know immediately if I'm getting low, if I'm running out, or sometimes the light will go on and say, oh, that's what I need. When I go home, I'm going to go put this in. And I had that little aha moment when we were at Lake Pal, and we had kids that were diving and broke eardrums. And I thought, guess what? When we go to Lake Pal, I need to keep eardrops, you know, in the kit. And so all of these things that were kind of specific to my family, I just kind of built over the years. So the point of all that is think of all of those things that are specific. And then I put them, you know, I just labeled it, and just mainly because I'm anal, that way. So we took a lot of the ideas from this kit, and we tried to make it very universal, what everybody would need in your kits. So we started with these bandage kits. And I have to tell you, you'll just have to look at the cute labels, because Sherry has a cute friend that says she do these labels for us. So we did cute labels. So I'm going to take these out. I'm going to take all the contents out so you can see what they are. So this bandage pack, if you order a bandage pack, it actually is 2 bags. And I have to tell you, we have been consulting, you know, the trauma nurse. I had an EMT ambulance nurse that we were talking with, and the medical suppliers, and we feel like we really pinned down what would be most efficient, most functional, and most useful, yet would fit in the bag and be at a price point that would work for everybody. Now, some of these I had to rob from my kit here. But I'm just going to show you, because this is so packed full. We did not want to waste one bit of space, but we didn't want to put anything in here that wasn't going to be useful. We didn't want to just fit items in here just to fit items in here. Yes?
Is that on this list with the number?
Yes. If you look on that list.
It's $2.94.
294?
Yeah. The family bandage pack, and it is 2. It's when you if you do order this is 2. You'll get both of these. You'll get both of these. So we have lots of sterile 4x4s and lots of sterile 2x2s. Now, here's what I think is important to remember about sterile. When you're putting anything on a fresh wound, if it's, you know, something, you know, a gash here, or a scrape, or whatever, typically you want that to be something that's sterile. Anything that goes over that doesn't have to be sterile. But usually the first thing you want to be some kind of a sterile bandage. So that's why we have some of these sterile ones in here. And then triangular bandages, everybody knows how to use and what they're for. They make, you know, great slings, and, you know,